Digimon cards I find amazing. So apparently a delicate plan from the new Digimon card game was actually based on this card, Elaborate Tactics, from the Hyper Colosseum card game. And I can definitely say Elaborate Tactics is way better. I mean, look at this little wide-eyed Greymon playing with Mr. Analog Youth. It's just adorable. Hopefully in the future, if they ever make an alternate art of a delicate plan, they'll base it more off of Elaborate Tactics than anything else. A Hot Fierce Metal Storm and the Hot Furious Metal Storm. I actually know this card, it's pretty funny. Both of these cards show Metal God Rubermon and War Greymon launching an all-out assault on their target. These two cards are pretty much the exact same, except this is like a more modern design, and the original one is frumpier, for lack of a better word. Digibattle booster art and 2021 sweepstakes folder art. Yo, these two things are exactly the same. So on the left here, we have the promotional folder that came out for like the online webcam events at the beginning of the game's release in English. And here we have the original starter deck for Digibattle the card game. That's so cool. I wonder if there's like plans to make a new promotional folder, but using like the alternate arts from EX1, because we now have like these exact same card arts in the modern version of the Digimon TCG. By the way, guys, if you're wondering, I got all these things from the Hyper Colosseum references article on the Ludkins Media website. I'll go ahead and leave a link down below if you want to check it out for yourself. What's this? Hello, funniest card art in the Digimon TCG. Yes please. Gatsuman. Poor Pumpkinmon can't enjoy a midday snooze because his friend Gatsuman is snoring away. In fact, by the expression on his face, it's not just keeping him, but driving him insane. Yeah, I never noticed this before, but Pumpkinmon is in the background of this new Gatsuman card coming out in set 7, and I think there's like a deeper cut here than just the little joke being played in the artwork, because isn't it true that Gatsuman and Pumpkinmon were like the henchmen of Myotismon in the original Digimon Adventure? And weren't they in the English dub being played off as like a Dumb and Dumber type group of characters that were just like going around pulling pranks and jokes on everyone? So maybe there's like a look here at the actual relationship those two had when they were off camera / not working for Myotismon. Oh yeah, this one's pretty funny. We have to stop fighting. It would have to be something pretty important to stop Metal Greymon and Meimamon from fighting. Well, those who know the history of Manzemon will also know that there is actually something hiding inside of the previously empty teddy bear. After getting a glimpse of whatever looks inside, the two Digimon are understandably freaked out. Manzemon is literally the Mimikyu of the Digimon world, and he was created like 18 years before Mimikyu was. Glaive Memory Boost. What's so funny about this card? It's all fun and games with these two Gatsumon making fun of the Bakemon, who was scared by Skull Greymon's spirit. Well, the joke will soon be on them as that spirit approaches the distracted pair. Oh my gosh, look, there it is! The Skull Greymon is right there in the background. I never noticed that before. Oh man, they are about to be in for a rude awakening. Turns out karma does exist in the Digimon world. It just takes the shape of a Skull Greymon. Ooh, what about this one? Digimon World references in Battle of Omni. I know that there's a lot of video game references when it comes to the Digimon card game, but I wonder like how many there are for the original Digimon World, which was the first real Digimon game. Monochrome. After crossing the invisible bridge at the Great Canyon, the player comes across a store with Monochrome behind the counter. In order for him to join the city, you have to do a shift and sell his goods. After you agree, a series of stingy Digimon enter the shop who you have to barter with to get the best price. So I've never played World 1 before, but I do know that a lot of the game is just recruiting Digimon that have like left File City, and you're trying to get them back to like build the city up and make it actually a functioning part of society. And so I guess Monochrome owns a shop that you have to work at in order to get him to like you. And here we see a little screenshot from the game alongside him in front of his little barracks right here. I actually have shelves just like that, so you know what, Monochrome, you got good taste. I appreciate you. Digimon is the player's guide throughout the Digimon World video game, explaining how things work and offering tips along the way. In this card, he can be seen with all the Digitama of File City standing in front of his giant tin can house. Yo, Digimon is the dad of the Digimon universe, and I love it. Weedmon. When visiting Monochrome's store, Weedmon is one of the difficult customers trying to haggle a good deal on meat and other items. The facial expression above his head shows how happy he is with the price, with this one leading toward him storming off without buying anything at all. Oh wow, that's interesting. I never noticed this little face here, and you're right! Look at this little Monochromon selling him something. Yo, if that Monochromon sold me anything, I would always give him a smile because look how cute he is. Here we got Mojamon when visiting Friesland. Dude, the names of Digimon World places are so nice. I'm pretty sure there's one called Trash Mountain, which is where I would probably live. When visiting Friesland, the player comes across a number of Mojamon sitting in their igloos. In this card art, we can see the Digimon holding up a floppy disk, which a player can pick up to receive the items inside. You know, we were on the subject of deep cuts earlier. Referencing floppy disks in 2021 card art is one of the deepest cuts I've ever seen. In Digimon World, there are a number of things you can feed your hungry Digimon, with the most common being meat. Before anyone gets worried about having to hunt down and butcher Digimon, I wasn't worried about that, but from now on I will always worry about that first when playing a new Digimon game. It is actually grown in the ground by Tainamon. So I actually knew about this reference before reading it here, but something I am now noticing, in the card art for the Digimon card game, we're actually seeing how Tainamon gets meat out of the ground. Which, you know, she's a plant with no opposable thumbs. That is a good question to ask when looking at this screenshot from World 1. So good job, Digimon card game, for answering this question that I'm sure people had, but were too afraid to ask. Analog Boy, the ultimate reference in the Digimon World game released on PS1 will be the Analog Boy, or as known in English, the Analog Youth card, which directly references the character the player controls throughout the game, also known as Mameo. Huh, is that where like the name Mamamon comes from? I'm not the biggest like guy when it comes to Digimon lore, but if you guys have access to really cool articles like these that could teach me more about Digimon lore, I would love to dig into it. And yeah, look, you got the side-by-side right here. You guys, a little yellow jacket, beanie. You can't see it in here, but Koramon's following him. I believe your starter Digimon is Koromon in Digimon World, so it all makes sense. And apparently there's also a couple of Reddit posts that are just solely determined to show off all the Digimon World references in the card game. Let's go through a couple of them. Kabuterimon, as in the game, is found training in Beetleland's gym. What? Oh my god, they're totally right. I never knew that Kabuterimon was getting swole at an actual place. I just thought he was like in a tree that he lives in. Shows what I know about working out in the Digimon world. Gabumon can be seen in his artwork hiding in the misty trees. This is the same thing you found him in during the game. Oh my goodness, I always wondered what Gabumon was hiding in this artwork. I just always assumed it was a cave, but no, these are very clearly trees coming out of the ground, and that's really cool. Vermillimon appears in the middle of a battle in the ancient Dino region's ancient glacial zone, the same place it could be fought in the game. The word ancient was used twice, and that was jarring to me. But yeah, they are right. Look, Vermillimon is fighting on some kind of like wasteland type deal, which I guess could be called like the ancient Dino region. And then there's some water right here, which could maybe refer to the glacial zone, or that could be ice. Here's a better shot right here of Vermillimon actually next to the screenshot, and yeah, that is definitely the same place. Ooh, this is a cool one. Metal Greymon, the secret rare virus Metal Greymon, is shown in the artwork in the same place he was fought as a boss battle in the game, deep in Mount Infinity. They've even correctly used the different pattern on the floor. So this is the Metal Greymon they're talking about, and apparently this floor right here is depicting the same area that you fought him in the original Digimon World game. Here's a better picture here of the card art actually next to the game screenshot. And yeah, as you can see, Metal Greymon is just right there waiting for you, and the ground is exactly the same like checkered green neon yellow pattern. It's kind of amazing to me that they did such a really interesting like thematic cut to the Digimon World game in the first ever Digimon set. And what's even crazier is the original alternate art Metal Greymon from the same set was a reference to Hyper Colosseum. So the same card was used to reference two different things with its two different artworks. Absolutely mad. I wonder if the Vidramon secret rare references anything. Probably in the manga if I had to guess. Anyways, y'all, that'll go ahead and do it for Digimon cards I find amazing. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see me do more things like this in the future, whether it's for Digimon or other card games, let me know down below in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.